Welcome to Can You Survive the Gaokao? This episode asks a practical question. What does a Gaokao mathematics problem actually test? The short answer is that speed matters, but structure matters more. A strong solution begins by understanding exactly what is given, what must be proved or calculated, and which mathematical relationship connects the two. The Gaokao is China's national college entrance examination. Its subjects, paper structures, and scoring arrangements can vary by region and year, so there is no single universal mathematics paper that represents every candidate. When an English-speaking learner studies a real question, the first responsibility is therefore to preserve the source. The year, paper, page, Chinese wording, and translation status all matter. An English translation should make the mathematics readable without quietly changing the problem. Here is a 4-step method that works well for many exam questions. Step 1. Separate the givens from the goal. Before calculating, write down the information the problem provides. If the problem defines a function, record its domain. If it gives a geometric diagram, identify which lengths, angles, or coordinates are known. If it asks for a proof, restate the exact claim. This prevents a common mistake, solving a nearby problem instead of the one on the page. Step 2. Identify the mathematical structure. A long question may contain familiar patterns. A quadratic expression suggests checking roots, signs, and the discriminate. A trigonometric condition may be easier after using a standard identity. A coordinate geometry problem may become manageable when a line, circle, or vector relationship is written algebraically. The key is not to perform every possible calculation. It is to choose a representation that exposes the relationship the examiner is testing. Step 3. Produce reasoning that another person can check. In a multiple-choice question, scratch work may be brief, but the logic should still be sound. In a written response problem, a correct final answer is not always enough. State the formula or theorem you are using, show the substitution, and explain any transformation that is not obvious. If the question contains several parts, keep the result of each part clearly separated. Good structure helps both the student and the reviewer see where an error began. Step 4. Review domain restrictions and edge cases. Ask whether a denominator can be 0, whether a square root requires a non-negative expression, whether an angle lies in a specified interval, or whether a parameter may take a boundary value. Then perform a reasonableness check. Does the sign make sense? Does a probability stay between 0 and 1? Does a coordinate satisfy the original equation? These checks are often faster than repeating the full calculation. Translation adds another layer. Chinese mathematical exam language is often compact. A translator may need to choose between a literal phrase and an English instruction that students immediately understand. The safest approach is to preserve the original Chinese text, record the English translation as a separate version, and review both. If a translation changes a condition, a quantifier, or the strength of a proof request, the mathematical task has changed. That is not a stylistic issue, it is a content error. Written work also deserves careful treatment. Handwritten mathematics can include diagrams, arrows, crossed-out attempts, and reasoning spread across a page. An automated system may offer an estimate, but it should not pretend to be an official Gaokao grade. If the image is blurry or the reasoning cannot be read reliably, the honest result is unable to estimate, followed by a solution and a self-review path. Objective answers, written proofs, and handwritten evidence should remain separate grading states. So, what does Gaokao mathematics test? It tests knowledge, but also selection, organization, and verification. The solver must recognize structure under time pressure and communicate enough reasoning for the work to be evaluated. For an English-speaking learner, there is one more challenge: understanding the mathematics without losing the meaning of the original source. This is an independent educational podcast, not a government publication, an admissions service, or an official scoring system. The narration you hear is synthetic. The script was written specifically for this episode, and no third-party music or audio is included. In the next episode, We can apply this four-step method to a source-linked mathematics question and examine where translation choices affect the solution.